What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to be looking at a continuation of my last video with the triangle offense. I'm going to go into a scrimmage here like I promised, and I'm going to break it down and show why it's the most effective offense in the game, and why it just creates so much opportunities. So as you can see here in my lineup, I got Shaq in the post. Like I said in the previous video, you do need a great scoring big. And then you do need shooters. So for my shooters, I got Robert Ory, Rick Fox, Kobe Bryant, and Derek Fisher. Going up against Detroit, um, I do use custom sliders when playing against the computer. So this defense might be a little bit unrealistic of how good it is, because when I really turn up my sliders to have the best defensive awareness and defensive consistency as possible for the computer. So I feel like a bit of a challenge, or maybe like I'm playing a real person. So it might be a little difficult, but nonetheless, I'm going to go into this and I'm going to show you guys um, just what this offense can do. So first things first, you got to go into your offensive settings in Scrimmage. You got to set it up like I showed you in my previous video. However, you do have to do it in your timeout, because if you do it in the pause menu, it will not work. But for Scrimmage, because there's no timeouts, we're gonna go into offensive settings under substitutions, and we're gonna go down to the bottom, and you see freelance. As you can see, there's a bunch of different freelances you can run. I'm gonna get into some of the other ones because there are some other good ones that are really effective, like the 4 out 1 in. Certain team specific ones, like you got one for Denver, which is pretty much centered around a center who could pass and a lot of ball movement. Really, there's offenses in here for basically every type of play, every style of play. And the reason why this is so effective is because normally when playing 2K, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have experienced this, you'll have the ball and your whole offense will just be standing still, watching you to see what you're doing. Unless you call for a screen or you run an actual set play, your guys don't do anything. Well, with the freelance, it gives the offense flow. Guys follow motions. They stand in certain places for specific court spacing. Sorry. So guys are going to be standing in spaces that will help you spread the court the best way possible and put your best guys into the best situations. Like here we have the Warriors freelance. As you can see, the best players for this are Steph and Clay, shooters. And it's just a perimeter-based offense. You're gonna have the 4 on the perimeter, 1, 2, 5, and 3 on the perimeter, with the 4 being the passer. And they're just gonna have a lot of ball movement, as you can see, post splits and off screens, just to create offense for the shooters. And as you can see, each one of these, they're all different in their own way. You have flow, which is quick hitting, a lot of off screens, a lot of pin downs. This is best for Damian Lillard and McCollum, 2 scoring guards. So there's something in here for everybody. I'm gonna make more videos on them, 7 seconds or less scoring. But today we're gonna be looking at the triangle. In my opinion, the most dominant in the game. Player example: Shaq, Kobe, Jordan. Obviously, won a lot of championships with it. But in 2K, it is really effective. I cannot stress that enough, especially against the zone defense. For more skilled guys and more skilled defenders who actually play zone online, I found this to be the antidote. So we're gonna get into why. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go on to Detroit, let myself win the tip. I'm gonna put them into a 2-3 zone. All right, so they're setting up in their zone now. Like you say, I haven't even started talking and already you see off screens, you see movement. So how this works: once you make this pass to the wing in a 2-3 zone, you see right away Derek Fisher goes to the corner. Now there's this constant movement. Look at that, I haven't moved, but you could see guys are like, Ori goes and gets open in a 2-3 zone. Shaq, who's at L2, is gonna block off the wing guy, or the corner in the 2-3 zone, which is Darko Milicic in this case. He can't get to Ori as quick. They have to switch. Every time they switch, somebody gets left open if you're not realizing. Ori, Kobe, right? Ori. Like they could switch really fast, and again, that's because I use amazing. One of the sliders I use is 100 defensive awareness for computers and 100 defensive consistency. But look at this. Picture a guy online playing zone. Do you think he's gonna react this fast with all the guys at once? You can only control one guy at a time. So I'm not even running the sets. This is just showing you how I can break this down. I'm playing with one hand right now. Just direction passing, just icon passing. Somebody's gonna get open. It's just that easy. When you're talking about breaking down a zone, I'm gonna get into the action. I'm gonna let them score, and then I'm gonna get into an actual set. See if I can. So this is how the triangle works. You pass to this wing. Boom. Right now we have Rick Fox, Shaq, Fisher. This is the triangle. If you don't take it, they'll give it to you over here. Triangle. So as you can see, if you don't like the look, you just swing it over and they form the triangle over here. And as you can see, look, when I'm like this, Robert Horry and Derek Fisher are both on top, but because Chauncey Billups has to be in front of Shaq, Richard Hamilton has to guard two guys. So when I go like this, I can even swing it back to him. If I make that long pass to Horry, Richard Hamilton, I could have took that shot. He's not getting there in time, right? And then you could just, and then there's so much, look at this. There's so much ball movement. I can't even really keep track of it. I'm still learning it. But for the most part, boom. Boom, triangle. The offense is just set up to always make that triangle. Fisher, Kobe, Shaq. Swing it around. They don't make it this time. They're keeping it on that side. But, and then when I go and I just at least sit here, then they go and they make off-ball movements. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, the way, all you have to do is just move the ball and you'll find somebody open. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. And then if I don't find an open guy, I could try to get it back into the triangle. Oh, somebody's open over here. Right? So again, no matter what you do, they form the triangle. If I want to, look, I try to give it to Horry. He goes over there. He forms a triangle. I give it to Fisher. Triangle. Right? Long pass. Shaq's going to come back over. If he doesn't come back over, I give it to Kobe. He picked that off. But you guys see what I'm saying here. It just destroys defenses. I'm not even really trying to score it. I'm just showing you guys how it moves the zone and how it manipulates it into always having somebody open. Once again, you come up the court. I didn't do anything. They set up the triangle themselves. You see that. Robert Horry, Fisher, Shaq. I passed to Horry. Pass to Fisher, triangle. So like right now, Darko's trying to cut off the pass to Horry. I give it to Shaq. If Ben Wallace comes up like how he came, you see what they do? You see what they do? They run it on the other side and try it again. He gets it this time. The key is to try to give it to Shaq and then play inside outside. But if with the triangle, it's such a free-flowing offense that whenever you get a shot, you just take it because it's going to create so much open shots. It's really up to you to pick the best time and the best one. But it's non-stop ball movement. For a guy trying to play man defense, it's going to be very frustrating for him as you can only control one player at a time, but they're going to have a lot of different things moving. Once again, I come up the court. Right away, they set up the triangle. Shaq sets the screen for Fisher to come in the paint. Then he sets the screen for Horry. They trapped that, but if you've seen on the other side, I had three guys open. Three guys, only two defenders, so one was open. So if they trap, there's always going to be somebody open. This offense, it can't be stopped. I've seen guys online try to play the passing lanes. There's no playing the passing lane because I have two passes right now. I can go to Fox or I can go to Shaq. If I don't make a choice, they move. They do their own thing. Now I have Ori in the corner. So it's a lot. It's a lot of ball movement. It's a lot of getting guys open. I'm gonna let these guys score just so I can kind of run it full pace now, just to kind of show you what kind of opportunities you could really create. Just shoot it, Hamilton. You got this. All right, no Ben. All right. So I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna run the triangle. I'm gonna go a little bit full pace now and kind of show you what kind of offense you could really create. Right. Boom. First of all, the option should always be to shack because no Dark Militia isn't guarding him. If they come over, however, to try to help that or try to double team, I have 4 shooters on the wing. If the shooters get cut off, they will make off screens. So I'm going to show you what happens when I give Shaq the ball. Right? So give Shaq the ball. Guys start moving. And there's always somebody open. There's always somebody open, right? Now we're going to give back Shaq the ball. Look at this. Look at this ball movement. Look at this ball movement. You cannot, like, it's too much. I'm telling you guys, practice this offense. Go in scrimmage. Practice it with your favorite team. Remember, it has to be a team that has a really dominant big. And a really dominant, not so much dominant post-scoring guard, but he has to be able to hold his own because they might put him in the post sometimes, like Kobe. But other than that, just shooters. Just an amazing big and shooters. Look at this. Once again, they're not running the triangle right now, but just the freelance itself creates so much spacing. Like, look, there's always going to be a shot. They can only defend it for so long. There's always going to be an open shot. I've tried it against the computer on the hardest difficulty on my sliders, which are insane. I'll also make a video on how to make your 2K experience the most realistic and also to get the most competition from the computers. My sliders are insane. And I've gotten off shots. I've gotten a lot of open shots on them. And as you've seen in my previous videos online, not a problem. Guys can't defend the triangle because there's too much ways to get it set up. And then once it gets set up, once you get this zone moving, eventually there's a shot. You can only defend it for so long until, especially with the zone. So this is a perfect antidote for a zone defense. However, I could run it in man. I think the last game I posted online against Portland, the guy was running a man and I was still doing the same thing. He switched to a zone, it got worse. Because that's just what this offense does. I'm trying to get them to set it up, but apparently they're doing it a different way. Oh, I see some action. So Kobe's coming over to fill this corner, and they're running with Ori. They're running the off screen for Shaq. You see Derek Fisher's open in the corner. Like, there's no way to stop it. If you're a good icon passer, like I am, you're gonna get an open shot. It's only a matter of time, right? No matter what type of defense they're playing, you'll get an open shot because the triangle it spaces out the floor. It puts the big in positions to get offensive rebounds and also to post up a smaller center. And if there's no smaller center, once you dump it into the post to your big, there's just a lot of ball movement going on. Like, I'll try to run it one more time. So I give this to Shaq. Now they're trying to double team because they realize. Right. So I'm trying to get the triangle activated. Sometimes you have to, there we go. There's a certain guy that you have to give it to for them to activate it. So now, boom, triangle, right? Once you get in this triangle, it is death. Because as you see, 4 guys have to now come over to this side. It's an overload on one side because now Richard Hamilton has to watch Kobe. Ben Wallace has to watch Shaq. Billups is over here just to try to, they're trying to wall up Shaq, but now I have Fisher open there, X button. Quick. Right? So if you have shooters, that's why this works if you have shooters, because once you bring the ball to one side, shooters get open instantly. I can run it against a zone, I can run it against a man. It doesn't matter. You could put everything on 100 for the computer, they won't be able to stop it. Once again, give it to Fox. Fisher's supposed to cut to this empty corner right here, but he's not. And I'm not sure. Oh, there we go. There we go. And if he doesn't cut to that corner, he cuts over there, then it's just like they do their own thing. They do their own thing depending on what the defense is giving them. So he's seen probably that it wasn't feasible to come to the corner, so he went to the other corner, got an open shot because of the zone. So your players read the offense when they're in the read the defense, sorry, when they're in the triangle, depending on what they give, and they make the right cut. I notice my computers are just they're making the right cut, they're making the right screen, they're in the right spots to get open, and it's just an overpowered offense. I'm gonna get back the ball here. I'm gonna run it one more time just so you guys can see. So in this one, sets the screen for Kobe. Robert Ory goes into the paint. I give it to Bryant. Now we got Shaq in the post. Now the triangle. Ory was open, if you see that right there. And if not, if I come up here, Kobe will do a back cut. Oh, Kobe and Ory switch positions. Hurry up and score. Obviously my sliders, as you can see, the defenders are really good. I turn my sliders all the way up for defensive awareness. But watch this. Right? Now from here, I have so many passes. Like, I have so many open shots. It collapses the defense and it just spreads them out. Like, guys aren't lingering in the mid-range. Like, it's all threes or post up. I just want these guys to shoot. Try to move out the way. Right? So once again, triangle offense. Try it out with the team you like. Each team runs it a little bit different, but for the most part, it's the same actions. It's all about spacing. It destroys a zone, as you can see. No matter which way I pass it, it destroys it. It destroys the zone. Like, it's a zone killer. Nobody could run zone on you if you're running a triangle. Look at this. Open. They come over way too much. Open. And then, if you want, you just set up your triangle. I'm going to see if I can get it right here. Yep. Rick Fox comes over. And then you have your triangle here. They're going to double Shaq. And somebody's going to be open. Doesn't matter. So, yeah, try it out. I'm going to make more videos in regards to offensive sets. And I'm going to have a defensive video coming out, as well as my sliders that I use to get the most out of computer play or CPU play, and also practice that can also kind of translate to when you play online or when you play against your friends, right? So stay tuned for my other videos coming out. Thanks for watching. Peace.